There's a specific friendship dynamic that I wanted to talk about today, quote unquote, the floater friend, or some may know as the filler friend. This friendship dynamic is not publicly talked about frequently. However, a lot of people experience it on a day-to-day. Okay, so the floater friend, or some might say filler friend friendship dynamic, is the type where someone is present but not central per se. They are welcome. It's not like they're shunned to the wilderness or banished. No, they are welcome, but they're not like invited. They're around, but they're not anchored. So their role can easily go unnoticed. If I could explain what it means for someone to be a floater friend in one sentence, it would be, quote unquote, you can come if you want. Yeah. To me, that just represents what a floater friend is. Oh, you can come if you want. That's not an invitation. Hey, can I tell you, if someone tells you you can come if you want, you better sit your bum at home. But you can come if you want. No. Like, please, don't ever, guys, let's not, okay? But, yeah, I think that's the best way I can describe a quote-unquote floater friend, or, in other words, a filler friend, is you can come if you want. That's how I can describe it. The reason I said the you can come if you want, example, is just to show the difference between being invited and being dragged on, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you know what? We feel bad. Get in. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should be invited. It's not a thing where they're just, oh, I feel bad. Okay, let's bring her on. Hey, I promise you, to God and man, me, I will happily sit alone. I will happily be. Hey, if it's a thing where you're not inviting me directly, you're not considering me, you don't think I'm worthy enough to be in that space, I can come if I want. It wasn't other people get a direct invitation, but I can come if I want. Hey, guys, in this life, have something called self-respect. Even if you wasn't taught it, you have to teach yourself it. You can come if you want, but other people will get an invite, a proper one, I want you to be there. But when is someone else they can come if they want. Guys, you can come if you want. It's not an invitation, and I need you guys to understand that. I need you to understand. Like, if anybody was to ever tell me I can come if I want when other people got a proper invite, I take that as I'm good. I don't need to be around you in that aspect. We can be cool. Oh yeah, we're good. But we ain't no friends. We ain't no friends. We ain't friends. What are you talking about? Because how people treat their real, proper friends and how they treat their floater friends is a difference, okay? Your real friends, in fact, you will give them a proper formal invite. Proper, however you invite them proper. But you can't be telling, hey, listen, guys, loneliness, you need to face it if that's the case, because some people, they will go through extreme lengths just to fit in, yeah, to the point where they are the you can come if you want floater friend. Yeah. And can I say, this video is not meant to be a sad video, or is not meant to crave some sort of sympathy, because it's not really that type of party. It's just a thing where I wanted to bring light to certain friendship dynamics. An individual being a floater friend to a specific group of people doesn't mean they're a floater friend to their real friends. Do you know what I mean? You can be a floater friend when it comes to being around a certain group of people, and you can be a genuine friend to your real friends. So let's not think that this video is supposed to be a sad video. It sounds sad when you really look up the description of floater friend, but Some people are actually okay and they're content being floater friends. People that don't like to emotionally invest in things that deep and tend to be okay being floater friends. But we are going to get into all of that. So why does this even happen in the first place? It happens because of convenience for the most part, and the different levels of emotional investment that take place. Also, there's this unspoken hierarchy, I should say, or positioning in certain friendship groups, and some people just don't fit in certain, stages, and I don't like to do all of that. Honestly speaking, I like my friendships to be free. I don't like I don't like certain things. Like I like to bond with different people how I bond with them. And I'm also big on the respect aspect. Like I said, if you have to face a little season of loneliness just to find your real people, so you don't become somebody's floater friend or filler friend, unless that's what you're into, unless you like it, then by all means go through that season. I'm a firm believer of you have to go through certain things to get to where you want to be. Like you have to maybe experience certain emotions so you know what the opposite feels like. How would I know what happiness feels like if I don't know what sadness feels like? How would I know what community feels like if I've never experienced loneliness? How would I know what love feels like if I've never felt rejection? How would I know what friendship feels like if I've never felt friendless? So it's important to go through those dark stages so you can really bloom, in a sense. I think it's necessary. And you will appreciate the outcome more when you look at the process. 100%. And these things happen involuntarily, but they do teach you life lessons. Experience is the best teacher, they say. There's certain things you can talk about it with your chest freely. Why? Because you've been through it. When you've experienced something, it's so much different than someone telling you what it would be like. You know what it would be like. You know what it feels like. Why? Because you've been there, done that. There's certain things when you've been there, done that, and you've overcame. Yeah, it's different. It's different when you talk about it. You can talk about it without feeling sad or feeling any kind of way, really, because you've been there, done that, and you've overcame it, and you're in a better position now. So it is necessary. It's so necessary to go through certain stages. But also, it's important to be self-aware when you are experiencing certain things. And you, as a grown adult, you can think, okay, is this the dynamic I want to be in? Is this what I see for myself? Am I comfortable in this? Do I want more for me? Like, I don't want to be in this box. I don't want to be in this. Yeah, man. Closeness should not feel like an audition. You should not be auditioning for someone's closeness. It should be genuine. It's supposed to be natural. And at some point, competing for closeness is just diminishing. Emotional security doesn't come just because of proximity per se. It comes because of intentionality. It doesn't come from position. It comes because of reciprocal intentional steps. Hope that makes sense. So it's not about being number one in somebody's life. It's about mutual energy. It's about, it's give and take, you initiating things, you being considered, vice versa, things being initiated to you, you considering others. Effort is reflected. What I give, I receive, in a sense. I don't know. It's not about ranking. You can emotionally detach without bitterness, by the way. They both can go hand in hand. People are allowed to have their close circles. You don't need to force yourself inside people's close circles. If you are welcomed inside someone's close circle, you're welcome. You know what I mean? You don't force yourself into it. You don't need to linger around so that they can pick you and be like, oh yeah, we consider you a close friend. Absolutely not. That's not how friendship works. I'm telling you guys. It needs to be genuine. Okay? It needs to be genuine. Not every connection needs depth. That's perfectly fine. Some things can be surface level depending on all the parties understanding. Everybody involved's understanding. If everybody understands that, okay, this is what this is, then that's fine. If we have a transactional thing here, that's fine. If we have this here, that's fine. If as long as there's a mutual understanding, then that's fine. As long as there's mutual understanding, that's fine. As long as what I'm getting is the same thing you're getting, that's cool. Absolutely all right. And I don't think every relationship will be 50-50, you know. I actually don't believe that. I think sometimes you might give more than you receive. Depending on your comfortability, I think that's okay. As long as you're not uncomfortable, it's fine. Sometimes you have to reach out more in certain dynamics. Sometimes the other person reaches out more. Sometimes, yeah, that's it, really. There's not much I could say with that. All I know is not all relationships are 50-50. But I think there should be intentionality, 100%. I feel like all parties should invest emotionally, in a sense. Well, that's if you're all on the same page, isn't it? And I don't think you should be forcing yourself in friendship groups that you're not welcome. Don't be a beg. So, to close, I just want to say belonging and inclusion are not the same thing. Being tagged along, or tagging along, I should say, is not the same as being wanted there, being seen, being valued, your presence being wanted. It's not the same as tagging along. And understanding the dynamic that you want to get yourself into, understanding the level of emotional investment you would like to put in, and understanding if it's being reciprocated or not. I think it's so important to go back to the drawing board. Be self-aware. It'll save you a lot. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say on Floater Friends and Filler Friends. Till next time, guys. Thank you so much.